All right, what's up, guys? We are back with another podcast episode. This week, we are talking about Jack Sock playing with Catherine Parento, the Reset Pickleball spray, which you may have been seeing around on the internet a little bit more, PPA video game, Christmas shopping list for pickleball people, and some of the MLP drama. So stay tuned if you want to hear more about it.
I can't believe we're talking about this.
Let's start with the Jack Sock playing with Catherine. Did you see this post that the PPA put up?
I didn't see it, but I knew very well ahead of time because, Selkirk guy. So,
it's kind of weird that I had to find that out from the PPA and not my podcast co-host here. So, I mean,
hey,
I'm just saying,
asked.
Selkirk, if you ever doubt this guy's loyalty, he didn't even tell probably his best pickleball friend early. So
that's right. Whoa, best pickleball friend. Remember, you're just my pickleball side piece. If you guys
okay. Tell you what, who's above me? Name him. Give me a name.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah, that's right.
No. Actually, I do. There's actually two people ahead of you at the top of the list.
Two?
Okay, there might even be three. Okay.
Oh,
there might even be three.
Goodness.
Okay, top of the list. Top of the list is my mixed doubles partner, Katie Merrill. So she's up there. Give a shout out. And then in second, you guys are all tied for second place, but Janine, my buddy James Moore, and then it's you.
I have questions about this list. I really question.
You do?
Those other people don't send you a podcast paycheck every month. It's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that I'm like fourth place.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, trust me, that paycheck don't cut it. That just shows you the compensation I get in friendship and love from those other people. That's all I'm saying.
Now I question that why my friendship isn't enough and I'm in fourth and I give you money. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, you know what? I'll take it. At least I wasn't fifth. It could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse.
It could have been worse. To be fair, I probably talked to you more than them, to be quite honestly, but I see them a lot
now
more.
I'm pissed that I'm fourth.
Okay.
All right. Anyways.
Yeah.
Back to Jack Sock and Catherine.
Yeah.
So I'm curious what you think about this. So we hadn't, obviously since Jack played his first tournament, we didn't hear much news. Then obviously Selkirk signed him. More news. It's like, okay, obviously we knew he was going to play. He retired tennis. He's going to play pickleball. But I wasn't sure exactly how serious it was going to be taken. But if he's playing with Catherine, or at least if Catherine's willing to play with him, clearly I would think he's going to take it pretty serious because Catherine obviously wants to win. It's not like she's, a mid-level pro or something where you're like, oh, it's Jack. Like, this will be fun. Like, it's Catherine. She wins a lot of stuff.
Let me think this through, though, because in recent months, etc., like, she's been playing with, who else? Tyson McGuffin. And was there another male pro that she frequently partnered with?
Honestly, I'm completely blanking on who she has played with a lot recently outside of Tyson.
Well, Tyson was also a Selkirk pro. Like, I don't know, I think Selkirk probably asks her, hey, can you play with one of our other Selkirk pros? And Jack Sock is Selkirk pro. So, I mean, she could just honestly want to play with Jack Sock as well. But, it kind of fits the theme here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, I think she's going to do well. And, of course, we've seen Jack Sock play. He's no slouch. We know he's no slouch. So...
Well, unless it's men's where he just goes out in the first round to like a number 32 seed.
Yeah, but we're not talking men's right now. We're talking mixed. And he did pretty good in mixed last time he played.
That's true. But he also had Anna Lee when he played mixed.
Okay, well, I mean, Catherine Prince is also no slouch.
Yes. All that to say, obviously Jack is a good player. I'm sure if he's been practicing, I'm sure he'll be good. But I'm super curious to see where this goes. Do we end up having just another like Sam Querrey situation?
Oh, gosh, no,
I don't think that's going to happen. Jack's already... Actually, here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Here's a great one.
Uh-huh.
Do you think Anna Lee could win a gold with Sam Querrey?
No.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. I kind of want to say no.
I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah. It feels like a stretch.
It is a stretch. Love to see it. Hey, somebody set up an exhibition match, please. I need to see this now. Yeah. We can put some money on it. We can bet some paddles on it. All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I think seeing Jack practice more will be good. I hope he works on his backhand dink. I think, he's got a lot of the tools there. It would be fun to see someone like him come over and just absolutely kill it. I feel like he has, like, pretty much all the tools are there. It just, I guess now will be a question of, like, how motivated is he to play, really?
What's funny is that, so it could go either way, right? So he can come in, maybe it'd take him a while, maybe he could dominate, and then if he does, it's just going to solidify or confirm all those tennis people who just hate on pickleball. It's like, oh yeah, tennis people can come over, take over, no problem. And then it's so funny that because if he doesn't, then all the pickleball people are like, see, it ain't the same game. Like, I'm just waiting.
Know what's going to happen? Just like all the tennis people, they'll be like, well, that wasn't the right guy. That wasn't Alcaraz. That wasn't Nadal.
Exactly. That's what's going to be the funniest thing. I can't wait to see it
unfold. Dude, he's really good. Like, it's just, no matter which way.
He is not him. He is not him.
He is not him.
But if he makes it, then he's like, oh, he is him. He is that guy. But
here's a good question. Do you think him and Catherine could take down Ben and Annalie in 2024?
No.
It's kind of what I'm thinking. I would love to see a Jack versus Ben situation in mixed. I really hope we get to see that next year.
Oh yeah, that will be a great storyline to have.
Yeah.
Jack Sock coming in, obviously number one mixed team, Annalie Waters, Catherine Parento being the Silver Surfer that she is, always trying to, beat Annalie Waters, that rivalry. That'll be a good storyline to have. And I hope it happens. Honestly, I wish them the best, and I hope they have I hope that Catherine Parento and Jack Sock have a very fruitful partnership, because we need some shakeup,
Yeah.
On at least on the top of the pro scene. So I would love to see it. I'm very, very excited to see it. I'll actually watch more pro pickleball once I see those matchups. Just saying.
Yeah. It'll be fun. But yeah, curious to see it. Hope it goes well. Thought that was some interesting news.
Yes.
Now I will really want to talk about this. So you and I both got a bottle of this at Nationals.
Yes.
And I just haven't had time to make a video on it yet, but started seeing it get talked about more recently, and I thought we should go over it because I figure people are going to be talking about it, and I don't know when I'll get to a video. But
we're talking about the
Reset Pickleball spray.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we both got it at Nationals. There's been some talk about it. I thought about making a video. I think I need to test it a little bit more, show some more before and after, compare it with just the regular carbon eraser blocks that you find from, wherever, Carbon, Selkirk, etc. And I mean, did you see? I reposted it. Did you see Tyler Leung? He made a little reel of it, and
yes,
I was like, Tyler, what you doing? I mean, I get it, but also at the same time,
explain to the people who didn't see it.
Okay, all right, guys. What happened was that Tyler, he took a paddle. Okay, and he took a paddle. He used the product. It sprays some solution onto a paddle, and you wipe it down. And Tyler's face like, oh my gosh, it's clean. But here's the kicker: that paddle, before he sprayed anything on it, was already clean. It looked like it was brand new. And then he sprayed on it and he wiped it down, and it was clean again, even though it was already clean. And he looked at the camera like, whoa, so amazing. And I was like, in my head, I was like, the only thing that would have made this better was you cued that freaking meme anime sound like, wow.
Only thing better would have been watching him take it out of the brand new package.
That would have been funny. Yeah. And then, I posted it, and I wasn't trying to be too on the nose about it. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't want to be mean about it, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. But I was originally going to post Tyler Leung, easily impressed, and just leave it at that. But I was like, nah, decided not to. That might have been a little bit too much, because I like Tyler. I got nothing against him.
Tyler's great.
Yeah, Tyler's great. But I just thought it was so funny, and I reposted it, and it was a good. It was a good laugh. It was a good laugh. And the Reset people actually messaged me after. They actually thought it was also hilarious.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that they have a sense of humor over there. Because I forgot exactly what I said. I said something along the lines like Tyler Lung out here really surprised that he gets a clean paddle after he wipes down an already clean paddle. And then his face, just the eyeballs blow up like, I don't know. Anyways, so, have you used it? What do you think about it?
Yes, I've used it on a paddle, and it works. Like, I tried it on one that was reasonably dirty, and after I wiped it down, like, it was quite clean. My biggest gripe with it, and I still need to talk to them more. I'm willing to give this more consideration when I get the time to talk to them. But my biggest thing is that they are insinuating that the rubber block or the erasers are really bad for your paddle because it's more abrasive. Okay, maybe, but I've already made a video where I took a stare on a brand new paddle and then did all the readings in one area. And then for like 10 minutes straight, I rubbed that eraser block so hard on the paddle that I was literally melting the rubber block. Like, this is more than anyone is going to rub their paddle ever. And after that, under a microscope, it looked the exact same. And the stare readings were the exact same. Now, the one thing that I didn't account for that would be interesting is that there were no ball shavings on this paddle. So maybe when you're taking that stuff off and rubbing the block, maybe that would be more abrasive than when there's nothing on the paddle. So that's something I need to consider about the block being more or less abrasive. But okay, they say wait. Then
explain that to me one more time. I didn't quite catch that. So if you
think about this. You've got a clean paddle, which is what I did in my video. I just rubbed the block on a clean paddle for like 10 minutes.
Yes.
I'm guessing it would be a little bit more abrasive on the paddle if I was actually taking dust off of it. Because, like, you're taking these little particles and, like, wiping it across the face, and then it's getting absorbed into the eraser. I feel like if I kept making the paddle a little bit dirty and then rubbing it, that might, in theory, I don't actually know, could be more damaging than rubbing a clean paddle, right?
Okay, I see what you're saying. But even so, like, you were rubbing that carbon eraser block on the paddle for, like, 5-10 minutes straight. No one's going to be rubbing it for that long. So even if you had debris and you rubbed it for like a minute, typically when I use the eraser block, I rub it for a bit. Once I see the debris kind of build up, I stop using the eraser and then I brush off the debris, and then I'll continue rubbing more if I think I need more. So I see what you're saying, but also it's a moot point because nobody would be doing that. I mean, I don't know. There's probably somebody out there who would probably do that. And probably do it just to spite me and prove me wrong. But any regular person would just be like, oh, yeah, there's a bunch of dust here. Let's wipe this off before we use the eraser block again. So it's like...
Exactly. And I only say that just as a caveat because, like, it's not something I've tested, so I could be wrong.
Well, your dedication to science is appreciated. Thank you.
It's not even that claim that annoys me because, yes, I agree that the spray in a microfiber cloth is less abrasive. They are totally right about that.
Yes.
What I don't like is that somewhere on the bottle, it says it, like, rejuvenates, like, those... Hang on. I'm just going to grab it from my drawer really quick. Give me, like, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
All right. We're back. Okay, it doesn't say rejuvenates. It says restores surface texture, strips impacted residue, resets, spin, and control. I do not like that term, restore surface texture, because I promise you, I can pretty much promise you, I guess I don't know for a fact yet, when that carbon fiber is damaged or the resin, the peel ply gets like broken down after you've used it for 3 months, I promise you spraying this on your paddle is not bringing it back.
Yeah, there's no way that's bringing back. The only way to potentially bring that back is to use more epoxy and re-cure it, or even if that's possible, right? To basically add more material onto the paddle face because that's gone, right? And that spray is not adding anything back onto it.
Yeah. So that's my biggest complaint is I think there's going to be a lot of people who see this and they're going to go, oh, cool. Like I'm getting more texture back when I use this. And I just feel like that is, I mean, it just feels deceptive in my opinion, which, you know, we know I don't love that type of stuff. So
right.
I don't know. It's interesting. I'd like to know how long one of these bottles actually lasts, because I don't know, if you only have to use 1 to 2 squirts, let's say you could clean your paddle 100 times with this. Maybe it is better than an eraser block. Maybe it's a better value for the money. It's less friction on the paddle, which I'm still not super worried about. But like maybe overall this is a better value than the eraser, because I would say after, I don't know, 20, 30, maybe 40 times of using an eraser, they just get kind of nasty, and I feel like you would just kind of throw them out anyways. So if this could do 100, maybe it's better.
All right, fair enough. I think as of right now, as much as I've used it, I think it's still inferior to the eraser block. I think it's a good supplement. I don't know if it's a good replacement, because I've tested it, and in my tests of checking out the paddles on both sides, like or different paddle faces, that after it dries off and I wiped it down and then it dries off, some of that debris is still there, and you still kind of have to like brush it off a little bit. And I feel like the eraser block, when I use the eraser block, those sides look cleaner to me. They always tend to look cleaner.
I want to try that. Do like tape one side of the paddle, clean it with one, and then do the other side and kind of see how different they look. I haven't really tried that yet. I cleaned my gearbox when I got it, and I might have done one other paddle after that. So I haven't gotten that detailed. But that is interesting if you thought it didn't clean it up as well.
There is one scenario, which I still need to test, that I think that the reset spray potentially works better, is if you have watermarks or you dropped something that is like a sticky residue on your paddle face. Like let's say you drop some, I don't know, Gatorade or something, or some of it splashed on your paddle face. Sometimes, I'm sure you've seen it, but it's hard to get some of those like spots off of the paddle face sometimes. Or I've been caught in like a little drizzle and I get little like rain droplets on, and then like those spots stay on the paddle for a little bit longer. And I feel like the reset spray might be better getting like other liquids or sticky residue off of the paddle face. But in terms of just ball dust, I think the carbon eraser does way better, in my opinion. It just like loosens it up, takes it up, and you can brush it off. And then with the reset, you can technically still get the same effect. You'd have to spray it, wipe it down, wait for it to dry, and then some of that residue or like debris builds up, and then you have to brush it off. But you have to wait a little bit just for it to dry. Not a huge deal, but that is my current, I guess, experience with the reset spray bottle.
I do think also, I don't really know if I buy into this. There's a lot of people who want to clean their paint grit paddles, which, I guess if you don't like some of the discoloration, that's fair. But I'm personally not worried about cleaning those, because ball residue doesn't get stuck on paint grits. Like, you don't have to worry about cleaning it the same way that you do raw carbon fiber, but like maybe you could use this on paint grit and like get rid of some of the marks, like you were saying, if you clash paddles or something, maybe this would clean it better. Haven't tried that myself, but something to consider. So I just don't know that that's any better than, if you used a, why am I blanking on the name of, like a baby wipe or something, like, I don't know. I have a lot of questions still, and I've started to see this pop up more, and it just made me want to talk about it because
and you don't know what's in the bottle. I mean, I guess for
the solution of it.
The solution, I mean, for good reason. I guess they don't want somebody just copying it. I know it's not acetone though.
It does when I look at it. I am like, is this just like soapy water? I'm sure it's not. That would be crazy if that's all it was. But like, I do look at it and I'm like, well, I don't know. So who knows? It's definitely something I want to talk to them when I have more free time to get to that project. But I just saw it popping up a lot this week and was like, oh, okay, we should talk about this before it gets kind of out of hand.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on from that, we have the PPA video game. You want me to read this whole post right here, do you?
Sure. Give it to us. This was a post from the Dink just about the upcoming PPA video game.
All right. Here we go. Soon, you can play the pros virtually. That is, the PPA Tour is shaking things up in the gaming world with their soon-to-drop video game that's been in development for over 18 months with game developer Farsight. It's shaping up to be a game-changing in sports gaming. Details like the game's... I'm sorry.
You couldn't even make it through the whole post without laughing.
It's so stupid. It's so dumb. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts on it later. But yeah, let me finish this up. Details like the game's name and when we can get our hands on it are still hush-hush, but the PPA Tour is targeting this winter for the big reveal. PPA's VP of Communications, Jeff Watson, says that while you can't compare this game to something like football's Madden games, you could say this does give pickleball a different form of legitimacy. It'll expand the image and names of some pros to people who haven't heard of them, and it's another touch point for fans who see it on the news. I mean, this is the same. We've seen it played, right? Like, you've seen it played. We've talked about this, right?
Well, we saw a very, very early what I assume to be a very early version of it. So I don't know if we can judge it off that one video.
I mean, I'm pretty sure people were playing it or playing some sort of test version at Nationals.
Yes. Yeah, they were definitely playing a version of it, but if that's like, an alpha version or something, alpha might be maybe more like beta would be the proper term. It's like hard to judge it when it's not a final product, right?
All right. All I'm saying is, like, you spent 18 months and this money to develop a game when you could have spent those resources improving your in-person product. Like, you got bigger. Well, all I'm trying to say is, like, you got other things to worry about, but you out here making a video game? Like, what? And honestly, my question is, like, is people ready for a pickleball? Like, pickleball already is, I don't, like, who's going to play this game is what I'm saying. I'm like, are you going to play this game?
Yeah. This was, okay, I will probably buy it when it comes out because I think it'll be something that's interesting to talk about and, like, at least see if it's any good.
Some content for us. Next time I come over, you're going to have this game and we're going to throw down on the real court and in your living room on this video game.
If Pickleball Will and Chris Olsen from Pickleball Studio aren't in this game, do they need to make a content creator edition?
Oh, you mean a DLC? A DLC?
Yeah, give us a DLC where you have, like, all the different types of content creators. Like, man, which content creator would
Kyle.
That's kind of what I was thinking. I'd like to see Kyle in this.
You'd have to get Kyle. If Kyle's in this game, this game would already be like 100 times better.
Dude, that would be.
Yes,
that would
PPA,
be great.
hit up Kyle Kazuda. Kyle,
or
make
we
this
could have
happen.
or we could have like the podcast showdown. We have you and me from the Pickleball Studio podcast
versus Zane and Thomas.
No, we would wreck them. That's not even close. Thomas is barely a pickleball player. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. No, but I was gonna say we should do Braden and Logan from the Pickleball Effect podcast. That would be that would be sick.
Dude, that would just be a whole entire pack. That's the podcast DLC pack. So it'll be Thomas, you, me, Braden, Logan, Jordan, and Nima. Dude,
that would be sick.
Jimmy and Tyler.
Jimmy and Tyler.
Oh, dude, that should be kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now here. Okay, but on the serious note of like who's gonna play this, this is where I have a lot of questions about, like, the argument that this is a huge legitimacy for pickleball. I'm like, okay, this is cool. I think it's an interesting step forward, but if you don't play pickleball, are you going to buy this video game?
No.
Odds are no, or very, very few people are going to buy it that play pickleball. And even, let's say they don't play pickleball and they somehow buy it. Is this somehow going to make you interested in pickleball? I personally doubt it. I'm not going to say nobody will ever be interested because of it. I'm sure it'll help someone. But then the people who are buying it are already the ones interested in pro pickleball. And then if it's not as good as something like Madden, or if it's just not a good video game, like, do you really care? Like, that's right. I just wonder how good of a video game it's going to be.
Okay, well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome. First of all, it has to be a good game, right?
Baseline.
Without bugs. Baseline. That's the base thing, right? And then after that, you have the hurdle of people purchasing it, and then who's going to purchase it, and then, like, are they going to play it, continue to play it? Like, and then is it open to the casual viewer? Like, or casual gamer? No, it's like, why would I, basically what I'm saying is, why would I choose to play this game over other games? I don't know. It don't make no sense to me. Like you have to really love pickleball. And here's the thing, you and I, we really love pickleball, but if it wasn't for our jobs to talk about this stuff and make content, would you actually go out and buy it and be like actually interested in it?
I mean, maybe I might try it. Doesn't mean I'll like it.
Yo, Chris, you too nice. Too nice.
No, I mean, I think like without seeing it, it's way too hard to say like, oh man, if this game sucks. I just think the market for this game has to be really small. And there was already that one pickleball video game released on the Switch recently, and everything I've heard about it is that game absolutely sucked. In fact, I think they even screwed up some of the rules of pickleball, which is hilarious because I'm like, couldn't even get the rules right. So that's like kind of pathetic. I'm sure they won't have this issue, but it's just like, at the end of the day, if it's not a good and fun game, like what's the point? Like, are some of the characters going to have like different stats? Like I have so many questions. I have so many questions.
You'd have to have different stats. There's just like, why would you not? There's just no way.
Yeah, I don't know. Lots of questions. I saw it and was like, okay, this could be interesting, but I'm a little skeptical. And I think, you raised some good points about who the target audience really is.
Yeah, because if you think about, okay, what is the demographic of people who play pickleball right now? I know it's starting to skew young, but it's still a lot of older people. Are they going to play do they play video games at all? You know what I mean?
No.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So what? Why? Like,
yeah.
No.
We're going to see, I guess. We're going to see.
I don't know. Prove me wrong. I'd love to.
Okay, how about this? Final thing.
Yeah.
Which... Man, I don't even know if I have a good answer for this. And I don't even know if you can do if it's only singles or if it also has doubles, but like,
it better
let's
be
just
both.
Assume singles.
It better have both.
Who's the first pro you're playing as?
Who's the first pro I'm playing as singles? Huh. I think it'd have to be like Jay or Zane.
I was thinking James Ignatovic, which was the first one that came to my mind.
Okay, yeah.
Who would be second? I think the second one that comes to my mind is Connor.
Okay. Oh, Connor Garnett? Okay. Okay, wait. Yeah. No. I have one. It's Julian Arnold. Love or I hate him. There has to be a button where his taunt button is, he yells at Anyam. I'm going to be spamming the shit out of that. The taunt button. I am spamming the shit out of that. Oh my gosh.
That would be hilarious.
Yes.
If they don't have that in this game, I'm officially deeming it a flop. If there's no taunt button for Julian, that's done.
There has to be a taunt. There should be a taunt button for everybody, and then there needs to be. You know what? I'd be curious to see. I better be able to nasty Nelson somebody in this video game. That's all I'm saying.
That would be hilarious.
Yeah. Imagine dude. Actually, this video game would actually be kind of hilarious now that I think about it, because we can try to recreate plays, like crazy plays. Like, imagine if we recreated when Zane, Nasty Nelson, Neil Matarata at the Beer City Open. Like, and just re-record it. I think
that would be hilarious. That would be funny. Yeah. All right, well, we'll move on from that, but yeah, we'll see. It says it's coming this winter, so I guess we'll see when that actually is. I will probably be buying it and giving it a shot.
All right. We'll see. Hopefully you tell me it's good. Please just tell me it's good. Actually, it doesn't matter either way. It's going to be good content either way. If it's bad, I'm going to be like, told you so. If it's
it better
good,
have online play.
I can't imagine.
Because you and I are playing each other for sure.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine that online play will be that good. Because here's the thing. PPA can barely get their, in-person things right. You expect them to get their online things right? I don't know. I'm just saying.
They're not the one handling it, so we'll see.
That's true.
We'll see.
The game developers, they have to build in, rollback net code and, good connectivity. I mean, yes, it's up to the servers, but like that's also built into the game. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah. All right. Today we wanted to also talk about just kind of like a holiday gift idea in case, you still haven't bought a gift, which I'm not going to lie, in every single year's past for Christmas, I have been that guy that waits until the very last minute. And this is the first year in my 27 years of being on Earth that I actually got all my gifts done very early. So I'm glad to say that I'm not in this camp this year.
Wow. Congratulations.
I mean, yeah, I'm basically done. The remaining gifts that I have to get, I can do very essentially instantly. So
Okay.
yeah. Anyways, all right. So I had some gift ideas in here. Will, if anything comes to your mind while I'm talking about some of these, we can go over it. But I'm going to go over my first 3 things that I thought were interesting that probably any of you who listen to this podcast and are dedicated fans, you probably could have guessed any of these. But the first one would be LMNT, which is my favorite electrolyte. I absolutely love these things.
Who would have thought?
Dude, I love them. From last year, I got over 350 packets.
Did you go through them all?
I didn't go through all of them, but I was very close to being out. And then LMNT won't sponsor me yet because I'm too small, but they did. It's really funny. They sent me a package anyways, and it kind of felt like we're sorry that you're too small, but here we'll try and make up for it.
It's okay. It's okay. Revenge guy. For all y'all listening out there, get your friends, your family to like, sub, comment on the pod, give us 5 stars or whatever, and get Chris and I up there, get the pod up there, and so we can go back to LMNT with a vengeance. Okay? And then we can just shower.
No vengeance. I'll just be happy.
I'll just toss a bunch of LMNT at Chris every single time, like through the screen, like just hit you in the noggin.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's just an electrolyte pack, so you tear it, dump it in your water bottle. It does have a lot of salt, 1,000 milligrams of salt, but I have loved it. I actually have never cramped in pickleball. There's never been a single time where I have cramped. Doesn't matter if it's a tournament, yada yada yada. And I actually had some friends recently that got onto LMNT as well, and we just played a tournament, and she was like, I always cramp at tournaments or after tournaments, and after drinking LMNT, she doesn't have that issue. I'm not saying LMNT's the only thing that can do that, but worked really well for her. And the main reason I loved it is because no sugar, and then I'm completely blanking on the other thing I was going to say. Oh, they actually taste good. That was my thing. I literally will drink these like in the morning because I just like drinking them. So,
whoa.
They're good.
Is that wise for your health? Just to drink them?
Yeah, should be. Yeah, should be completely fine as far as I'm aware. I know, you know Andrew Huberman?
Yes.
Yeah, he's a big fan. He drinks one every morning as well.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually if I drink one, that's all I'm going to drink that day. And most days I'm playing pickleball, so I'm not too worried about like the overconsumption of salt because I'm going to sweat it all out anyways. But
the only time Chris is more salty is when he's playing against Brody and he sees that forehand whip past him. The salt levels.
That's right. That's
unreal.
right. But yeah, if you guys are interested, it's LMNT is the brand. LMNT, LMNT. The website's drinkelement.com. You can check it out.
I'm not going to lie to you. Each time I see just the letters, I think of TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So.
Oh, that's funny.
So there's that. So, I mean, there's a shout outs to LMNT for making me think of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
There you go. All right. Other 2 quick ones, which you guys also know I'm a big fan of Melin hats. You guys see me wear them all the time. Will wears them all the time. Yeah, I own way too many of these hats.
You have so many. Here's the thing. Like, I have a lot too, but like I wear hats from like other people and stuff too. Chris will not put anything else on his head unless it has the freaking Melin logo on it.
You've ruined me. This is your fault. You got me one for Christmas last year. I didn't care about these hats until you sent me one.
Yeah. You know, it's funny. So the hat I'm wearing now is from this guy, is Pickleball Gangsta. Okay, shout out to him. He sent me a hat, and it's so funny. He sent me a few extras. He's like, you can give them to Chris too. And I responded to him. I was like, yo, Chris is not putting anything on his head that is not Melin. I'm sorry. There's a lost cause. Thanks for the extra hat, though.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
because it's true.
Yeah, see, it's
so
true.
Because it's true.
I know.
All right, I don't want to dwell on it too long, but yeah, these are my favorite hats. I've loved them. I'm not saying there is no hat that's cheaper and isn't probably comparable. There are hats that definitely try to be, but like I really like the materials of these. And actually, 2 quick stories about them. Yeah. One, I am a horrendous salt sweater. Always have been my entire life, so my stuff just always looks like it's covered in salt. The hats, they wash extremely easily, literally water, soap. I let it dry, and it looks brand new. And Isaac actually had his white Melin. He had to put it through the airport security scanner.
Okay.
And you know the conveyor belt?
Yeah.
So it got squished underneath it and literally came out flat. And it had black grease marks all over it from the conveyor belt, like
Isaac
spinning
must have
on
been
it.
pissed. He loves that hat.
Yes, he was very upset. Went home, washed it, brand new.
Oh, wow.
So
Awesome.
if it can withstand being flattened and have all those like dirty grease, like very impressive hats. I've loved it. If you know someone who wears a lot of hats because of pickleball, I think they're a great recommendation. There's a lot of different shapes, colors. They have designs. They have limited edition runs. And so here are some of the hats I'm going to show. There's like an orange one, this like hot pink one, and this blue and like this neon yellow. I've had these for, I think I've had them for about as long as I've known you, Chris. For the most part, it's been like over a year and a half. I go to the tournaments in them. I play in them all the time. I've washed them multiple times, and yeah, they're still like, the color is still there. Like it still looks like it's still brand new. Like the color has not faded, which is rather impressive. So yeah, we love these hats. We love them. Expensive hat. They're like $70. I'll leave a link in the description that should be able to get you $20 off the hat, but I think they're well worth it. Not going to be for everyone. If you're fine with a cheaper hat or none of the hat problems bother you, that's fine. But I definitely had a lot of hats that would become gross. I couldn't use them anymore. I'd just get rid of them. And I've literally had the same black one that Will gave me a year ago, and it still looks
the one that started it all. Created a monster.
It's true. All right, last thing, third one for me is just chubby shorts. I've really liked using those. I don't have much to say other than that they're a great athletic short. It's the only shorts I use now. There's definitely plenty of options out there, but I have thoroughly enjoyed using them and have had no complaints the entire year.
Yeah, I have a few too. I really like that one. Let me see. I have shorts from like everywhere. Like I really like the American Eagle ones that we got a while back from them when we worked with them. I have some from Lululemon. I know you like Fiore. I mean, yeah, Legend has a good pair of shorts as well. There's so many like good shorts out there. But yeah, don't skip on the shorts because, you know, you're moving in them. You know, you don't be chafing around and whatnot. Like, yeah, get some comfortable shorts. Yeah. All right. And then before we move on to the next thing, I'm going to give a quick shout out to like some clothes. Like while we're on the topic of clothes, that is, to Dropshot District Clothing. You may have seen me. I wore a few of their tees. They have some like just fun graphic tees that are pickleball related. There was like, I should have just worn it, but I have one. It's like the astronaut. He's like jumping towards the moon. The moon is like a pickleball. And there's just some like really fun, interesting colors. But yeah, go check them out. Dropshot District Clothing. You can use my code PickleballWheel for 10% off there as well. And now we'll move on to some more, I guess, paddle or pickleball related items. The first one I want to introduce is Luqi or Luqi, depending on, you know, who you ask. Grips. Luqi over grips. This
Luqi.
Luqi grips.com. But this is made by a good buddy of mine here in Tulsa. He's a local guy, local kid, I would say. He plays with me all the time, and he's just a laugh. Like each time I go play with him, gosh, you'll never meet anybody with more poor footwork, and his range of his skill level is so wide. On some days, I mean, this man just silvered in a 5-0 tournament in OKC like last weekend, but I swear some days I'm like, you can't be more than like 3-5 the way he moves. It's just so bad. It's like 2 left feet. Anyways,
the pickleball might not be there, but this guy makes great overgrips because I have always been obsessed with Turna Mega Tack. I've used Yannick Super Grap. I've used the Wilson Pro Grips, but mostly it's been Turna Mega Tack, and nothing has even tempted me to get off those grips until you gave me a pack of these, which I was still kind of reluctant to try. But he has these, I believe it's the Supreme Grip. It's blue.
The Supreme Grip. Yep.
I loved it. It's like very cushiony. It like absorbs my sweat really well. Like I feel like
there's still some tackiness to it.
Yeah, it's still got a little tack. Like, I really liked it, and at least for now, I'm going to keep testing it. I've only played a couple sessions with it, but in the first few sessions, I was impressed enough that I would switch all my grips over to this, and I say that as someone who probably never thought he was going to stop using Turn Mega Attack. Like, I literally just bought like 120 rolls of Turn Mega Attack.
And what are you going to do with them now? Are you going to go through them or what?
I'll probably give them to my siblings and whatnot, but
I'm sending you some more Supremes your way.
I'll take more. I love them. I really like them.
I got you. Well, for me, he has a few different options. I do like the Supreme, but I think the Ultimate in white is my favorite. It's a little bit more tacky, and then his dry overgrip is also really good. I used that in OKC just a couple weekends ago, and that one performed like really good, and it doesn't like kind of disintegrate or peel like, you know, Torna tape, like the regular blue Torna grip. Right, that one's pretty absorbent, but it like disintegrates and it leaves this papery kind of like feel or substance. You know what I'm saying? And so his doesn't do that. So yes, I enjoyed it quite a bit, to say the least.
Yeah. And well, you know, on that same note, if that one doesn't, if you don't feel like chancing it on that, which I think the Supreme grip is really great. Turn Mega Attack is a good one. Yeah. I do recommend it if you're looking for someone who needs a good overgrip. They're very tacky. I've liked them a lot. I think it's hard to go wrong with it. Good overgrip.
Yeah, I like Yonex Super Grap is still good. And then Wilson makes an absorbent one that I really like. I prefer it much more than Torna. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't think I've tried that one.
See. Wilson. Let me do a quick search to see if I can find it real quick.
Well, while you're looking for that.
It's called Advantage.
He's already found it.
Wilson Advantage. That's another really good one to check out.
Okay. Well, there's some overgrip ideas if you know someone. Honestly, everyone always needs more overgrip, so I feel like it's just a pretty good, easy gift if you want to buy someone something.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Sweet. All right. Next up, you have listed, you know, it makes a lot of sense. Yes, Airtag. With as much traveling as you and I do, with that whole debacle of your brother losing all that camera gear.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably editing and listening to this right now. He's probably shaking his head right now. He's like, I probably just enraged him again because I feel like he finally got over it, and now he's probably pissed because I reminded him. I'm sorry, Isaac. I'm sorry.
Yes, Airtag is good, especially if you go to tournaments. I just think it's good to have in your bag. Not that most people, I don't think, are malicious about bags or anything. I've not seen anyone walk off with the wrong bag, but a lot of us are using the same exact bag. Worth it just to toss one in there. If someone accidentally took the wrong one, you can at least track it. Seems, you know, $25. Yeah. I think it's worth, even if you didn't use it for your pickleball bag, keys, whatever. I just think it's generally speaking
some sort of tracker.
Yeah, good holiday gift.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have Mr. Braden Unsicker from Pickleball Effect. His edge tape. You and I have both talked about his edge tape. I know John Q has mentioned his edge tape. You can get them on Amazon. They're really nice, easy to put on. They come in different colors. And the cool thing is that they go like the whole length of the perimeter of a paddle. So you can actually cover the whole entire edge of your paddle if you want. So yeah, definitely check those out. In fact, did he send you, tell me he sent you.
He did, yeah.
The custom ones? Yeah.
Yep.
So some of y'all don't know this, but myself and Braden, we're doing a little creator collab. I have kind of like a pattern and a few icons that I had made. They were actually made and designed by Chris's wife, actually, Sarah. She did a great job on them. And they're kind of designed on the outside of this edge tape. They just came in. We got the samples, and I think they look great. Have you tried using them?
I have not put yours on a paddle yet, but I did just get it the other day, and I think it will be pretty interesting.
Here. I'll show you guys right here. This is mine. This is the logo, and you can see the icons wrapped around the edge. They come in different colors, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. I'll let you guys know, I guess, when those are officially released, but if that's not your style, you know, he got solid colorways as well, you know, in the basic, I think black, white. I've seen some like blues and reds from him as well, and like hot pink, etc. So yeah, good stuff.
That's very good. I like his edge tape a lot. I think it fits really cleanly. It's been protective so far, and you know, a lot of people's are usually branded. his doesn't have branding on it aside from, kind of what you just did with him. So I think that's really cool. And, it's nice to go support another content creator in pickleball.
That's right. Yeah. Shout outs to Braden. Love you, man.
Yep.
All right. You want to, let's see, what else we got next?
Next up, we got the Head Revolt 4.0. You guys, again, have heard me talk about these a bunch, and it's a great time to pick them up because if you search them pretty much anywhere online, Tennis Warehouse, Tennis Express, just search Head Revolt 4.0 on Google, and you will find these shoes anywhere between $50 and $60, which is an absolute steal for a court shoe. They've been a little bit lower on some sales. Like I picked up a bunch at $40, but dude, even at $50 or $60, you're still talking minimum half or even a third of price of some other court shoes plus the 6-month warranty. Now I will say, a lot of people have mentioned this and I've experienced it myself, but the top toe area does tend to wear pretty quickly relative to other shoes. So to me, I feel like it evens out with the warranty, and when they're this cheap, I'm like, okay, I can buy 3 pairs for the pair of one Nike or whatever. I've loved the shoe. It's been very comfortable for me. Only warning I would give is if you are like a wide foot, like a 4E, I don't think it's for you. My brother is around that size, and it's not quite good for him, so that would be my one warning. But for $50-$60, I think it's a no-brainer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good stuff. Can you still find them in like a lot of the different sizes or no?
I didn't double check all the websites to see the sizes still available, but they seem to have like restocked in a handful of areas. So just check a handful of websites and see what you can find. But yeah, they had a lot at one point.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Next up, we have the Summer House lead tape, 1 gram per inch. Is this a specific lead tape that you use?
Yeah, this is one I use all the time. I think it works pretty well. They also have a 2 gram per inch if you want it to be heavier. But the brand Summer House, like I literally have so much lead tape from this brand on Amazon. I've had no issues with it. I think it works really well. A lot of pickleball players can use more lead tape to customize their paddles. So I think it's also another easy gift that's, about $10-$15.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, and just if it's like 1 per inch, I'm assuming it's like a block or like a small strip that's already been pre-cut.
No, it's actually not pre-cut. It's just if you were to cut it at 1 inch, it would be 1 gram or 2 grams. But it's just like one roll of tape.
Gotcha. All right, good stuff. All right, next up we have one of my favorites, the Cliq chair. I own 2 of these. Did you purchase any for yourself yet?
I have not purchased one for myself yet, but I really need to because your chairs have saved us so many times at tournaments.
Yeah, I bring them through all the time. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Cliq, CLIQ, they're just kind of like a camping lawn chair. They're really easy to set up, where other similar chairs of similar sizes, you kind of have to like pull out the cords or pull out the tubes and kind of connect them into, their spots, and then wrap like the actual fabric to make the seat. This one kind of folds in and out like an umbrella, like all in one, and they're really sturdy, easy to set up, and they come down pretty compact. I always bring them to the tournaments. If I can, I usually try to fit one in my bag, even if I'm flying, because it's just so portable and it's so nice just to get to a place and you can just plop down this chair anywhere where you need to find a seat, because you and I both know when you go to a tournament, seating can sometimes be an issue,
Yeah. And dude, I'm telling you, every time I've been with you and you've had these have actually been a lifesaver, which is why I really need to go buy one, because sometimes that seating is very hard to find. And I wouldn't call the chair light, but you can put it in your backpack and it doesn't kill you. It's not. Yeah. It's definitely not heavy. It's not light, but it's small enough and portable enough to throw in a carbon bag, and you have a chair that you can fold out whenever you need it. I think that is very useful.
Yes, no, agreed. All right, next up and last up on our little list is a power bank, and not just any one. This is one of my personal favorites. This is from a company called Anker. This is the GAN Prime Power Bank 2-in-1 hybrid charger. Basically, man, I wish I had the actual like model, but basically, you know how most power banks, you have to like charge it with a separate power brick, right? Yep. So this power bank has prongs attached to it, so you can just plug it into the wall and then it charges the thing, but it also acts as your own other power brick, and it's strong enough to charge some laptops and multiple phones. There's 3 of them. It's fairly compact. It's probably about the size of, I would say, a smaller smartphone, maybe twice as thick, maybe 2.5 times as thick. But there's 2 USB-Cs, 1 USB-A, and it's just kind of nice because you don't have to bring this and another small power block to charge it. It does it all in one. And if you bring your laptop around too, this can also act as your like power brick that charges your laptop as well. So that one is highly recommended by me. And I think that is all that I have and that we have. Do you have anything else you wanted to add to that list, Chris?
No, I definitely agree with the Anker though. I own so many Anker products from different blocks and other chargers that they sell, and they've all been fantastic. So and I've literally bought that power bank that you were talking about as a gift for someone that I know.
Heck yeah, there you go. I've got you in all the little gadgets, man. Shoot.
It's true. You've got me in too deep. After these Melin things, I don't even want you telling me other things. Like, don't even send me a gift this year, because it's probably just gonna make my if $70 hats didn't ruin me, it's something else is gonna ruin me.
Something's coming in the mail. It should be arriving to your door soon.
Great. Better not be. Let's just hope it doesn't turn into the wall of melons that I have.
I think this one will be okay. It won't turn into that unless if it does, you got a real problem. But anyways,
wow, me,
right.
I got problems.
All right. If you made it this far, we finally made it to the kitchen, and we want to talk about how MLP is a wreck. Chris, did you want to elaborate?
Yeah, I mean, there's just been all sorts of news. We talked a little bit a while ago. I mean, everyone saw, I feel like, the pay cuts. That's kind of a disaster. All these pro players were promised all this money, and now it's like, oh, actually, psych, we need you to take a 40% pay cut. Otherwise, the league is going to go bankrupt, and you'll get no money. And then I just feel like the merger with PPA and MLP still sounds really shaky. I wonder if the PPA even really cares about MLP being a thing. They were fine on their own, so why even, deal with them now? And then compound that with the news this week, which was basically teams put out a bid of money in order to secure a premier level spot. And before we get to that, earlier this year, how MLP was supposed to work is you had the challenger and you had the premier level, and there was going to be relegation up and down. Top teams that performed well were going to stay in premier, and teams that didn't perform well were going to move down to challenger. So you had incentive for your team to perform well. Well, that all got thrown out the window, and instead they decided
nothing matters.
Yeah, nothing result-wise mattered from this year, and at the minimum bid, the 12th highest bid to secure a premier level team was $400,000. So at a minimum, they raised $4.8 million.
Dang.
Which, in the grand scheme of MLP, that's probably 5 events, if that. So it's not insane amounts of money, but here's what I want to know. Yeah, not insignificant. And if you are one of these team owners, you have now seen a lot. You have now seen the commissioner get fired, Steve left, some people are probably unhappy about merging with the PPA, and then on top of that, you had to pay even more money to secure a spot in the premier level. And if you just bought a team and now you're being asked to give up more money, are you not what did I sign on to?
Yeah, those people are probably like, man, this is not looking good for me right now. This was a bad investment. If you were one of the later, buyers or later players to come into MLP. So yeah, it doesn't look good. Also, the thing with these teams is, even more so with these bids of you getting to Premier, it's it makes me care about these teams even less than I already did before. I still don't know. I still didn't care about the teams as much because I don't know. There's still nothing keeping me liking a team with the team composition changing all the time, with now the previous results not even mattering. You going up and down. It's just a proxy for the better like pro players. That's what it feels like to me, like to get in and out.
Yeah.
You know, like if I don't know. It's a mess.
Just the whole thing feels like it's very shaky. Like once Steve left, once Brooks was fired, I look at MLP and I still like it. I think watching the events live is awesome. They do a great job. I feel like it's very entertaining pickleball, but I have less and less faith in MLP as time goes on. And I wish it wasn't that way. Like, again, like I said, the events I've been to, I have really enjoyed it. I don't want it to go anywhere, but I'm slowly losing faith. And I feel like if I'm an investor continually putting money up and I'm watching everything that has happened in the last 4 months, I'm like, well, maybe I want out.
Yeah, exactly. But how do you get out? But also, let's just try to, be positive about it, optimistic about it. So going into the 2024 season, is this going to be like the new year zero, right? Are the results from this year now going to dictate, relegation and promotion in the following year or in the following seasons? That's what I want to know.
Well, that's what
going to do that moving forward.
That's what I believe I've heard claimed, but also they said that this year. So like, does it even matter what anything gets said in pickleball? Because everything, I feel like nothing actually, you can say anything you want in pickleball, and 12 months from now, you can just say, oh, well, psych, didn't mean it.
But see, that's the thing. I feel like they still could have used the results for the 2024 season, but they decided not to and make these teams pay. Why did they do that? Why wouldn't they just keep the teams? And well, I guess maybe because they needed to raise the money. Well,
that's my guess. With the debt that we keep hearing about, I'm sure they either had to deal with that or just come up with money for something. But it's not a good look.
No, not a good look at all. And then also, you have the advent of the APP team format also coming into play. They just announced that. I'm curious how they're going to do it, if it's going to be apples to apples like the MLP format, or are they going to change the format a little bit? Who's going to play on that? Is anybody available to play on that? Well, maybe not, because PPA players still have signed contracts to do, and I don't know. That's what I really want to know, if any of the PPA players will play in the APP team format.
I'm guessing PPA players can't. I do wonder, like, the people who contracted with MLP, how that's going to work. I also have to wonder if all these people were taking these pay cuts, the people who were at the bottom of the totem pole that got signed during the whole crazy wars, when like they were signing like 5-0s, or people who like didn't even look like they were 5-0, at least based on Duper. I'm like, Are you guys just getting dropped? Like, what's your involvement? Because certainly MLP or PPA doesn't care anymore. Like, everything kind of leveled out. Everyone's like, okay, fire's out. We don't have to care about these guys anymore. I mean, just a lot of questions. And it starts to make me, as the more I see this drama, and I've said this before, the more I'm like, dang, Ken Herman's looking like a genius about now.
Yes. Will they become the better tour? I guess only time will tell.
I mean, think about this too. You and I, we have friends who are trying to be up-and-coming pros.
Yeah.
They have been playing PPAs, but I have to wonder...
They play APPs too, though.
Yeah, they do. And I have to wonder if you're going to... Like, what's the point of playing PPAs if you're some of these pros, right? Like, okay, let's say you've done it a couple times. You've made it out of qualifiers. Let's say you've done it like 3-4 times.
Yeah.
Made it out of qualifiers. Now you get mopped by like Ben and Anna Lee, or Ben and Colin, or even, Riley and whoever. Okay. You basically played a qualifier, got knocked out. You didn't really gain that much by playing that. Whereas APP, you're going to have less competition, and I feel like you might be able to make more of a name for yourself. It just feels like your money goes further if you're an up-and-coming pro and you play an APP event than it does at the PPA.
Yeah, I can totally see that. And, well, if you say it like that, then APP starts to become what I think it doesn't really want to become, and what we thought it would be become, which is a challenger circuit, the circuit you go to before you hit to the big leagues, which is the PPA, because that's where all the big players play. But that doesn't mean that, you can't find success in also, like, not just success in terms of results, but also success in terms of notoriety, right? Some of the best APP players, we still know their names. We know who they are, Daescu, Yates, Hunter Johnson, Paris Todd. Rob. Who else am I missing? I mean, Pesa's made a few runs. I see, our buddy Michael Lloyd up there making a few runs. Alex Strong is up there, Megan Fudge, DeHart. There's players out there. They can ball.
Yeah. I definitely curious to see where it all pans out. But as they continue to gain more ground by offering more prize money, team events, less drama, it just makes me wonder how things are going to pan out.
And I heard they treat their pros better too, because I heard if you're not assigned, I think it's still the case, if you're not a signed player with the PPA, like, you get relegated to using the porta potties. You don't get the red carpet treatment. Like, you still gonna get treated like trash. You can't even use the locker rooms or something like that. I don't know. So APP looking kind of nice, looking kind of nice in more ways than one.
I'm curious to see where it pans out, but I'm just nothing surprises me in pro pickleball anymore. I'm like, you can say one thing this month, like next month it's probably not gonna mean anything. I just kind of is it, I don't know, it gets less interesting to me the more I hear about some of this drama. Like, some of it becomes interesting every now and then, but I'm like, okay, shocker. They said they were going to do one thing, did another thing. Nice.
Yeah. Not fun. Not necessarily fun to talk about. Yeah. I'd rather hear more about the storylines of pickleball. Like, I want to hear about the play getting better. Who's coming up here? And I don't want to hear so much about the drama so much anymore. But hopefully, 2024 is right around the corner, so maybe some new things. It's a new year, new stories, new things to happen. So, something to look forward to. We'll be all right, though. I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll see. But that's all I got this week. You got anything else?
Nah, that's about it, man. I'm still recovering from a little cold, trying to get everything settled and squared away before head back to Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., to visit my family for the season. Dude, I let a few people know I'm going to be back. I think, Tickle My Pickle, he does the paddle reviews. So him and a few of his friends, well, he's going to be gone while I'm there, but some of his friends hit me up. They heard I'm coming back in town. And dude, Danny, he goes by the name Thunder Thighs, PB, on social. He's already set up like 4 games for me when I'm back. I'm like, oh dang, all right,
shoot,
thanks my guy. So
let's go. That's fun.
Yeah. So it's gonna be cool playing with some of the people back in Northern Virginia. I can't wait to see like some familiar faces, some new faces. I heard we got some bigger talent out there now, so gonna be exciting to see if I can hang. You know what I mean?
Let's go. Fun. Fun.
So that's about it.
All right, sweet. Well, thanks for listening this week, and we'll catch you next week, guys. We only got two more pods for the end of the year before the big month-long break. So we'll see you guys next week.
All right, later.